I'm starting the video here. So this is the main entrance of our farm. That's road number 179 out there. So this is the first gate. We have the right of way here. There's a property here to the right, which includes this old factory, and another property here to the left. I decided to stop here because I want to talk a little bit about the past and the future. This fabrica was a juicing factory for passion fruit and sour soap, and it has a beautiful story of how farmers were organized in a cooperative, trying to move their products and add value to their products, growing organically with passion fruit and sour soap. Farmers from all over the island were coming to here to drop off their fruits where were being processed here. A lot of it was stayed local, and a lot of it was exported. Sadly, this didn't work. But this place, for me, because of the past and the history that it has, really reminds me a lot of what we're trying to do over there. Although this is not our property right now, I foresee that in the future we might be able to revitalize this place and bring that mission and vision that it had back in the late 70s, early 80s. So connecting this to my OPs, I think that the OP of the Huerto y Vivero Municipal in Guatemala, where I was able to work with at-risk communities and where it was a community project, I see this as our permeable area where we're gonna be able to connect to the community here, to the rest of the island, if we're able to revitalize this place. And you know, there's such a good opportunity here with what it can be done. You know, it obviously needs a lot of work, but luckily in our family we have the knowledge to be able to do this type of work. But it will be, you know, we have plenty of ideas on how to do this, and it will be a really fun project. And this is looking in the future. You know, our farm is called Carite 3.0. We see this as maybe Carite 4.0 that, you know, my daughter Ishel might be working on. But anyways, I want to start the video here and show you guys a little blast from the past of what this place was, and a little bit in the future of what we you know, would like to do here. And just at the moment, we just dream. I drive through this almost every day, you know, in and out of the farm, and I just constantly I'm dreaming about what it can happen here and setting up the intention. So at the moment, that's where it is. You know, we're in communications with the owners, and they know that we will probably like to purchase it, and we're asking them, like, if they're ever gonna sell it, that it seems like they want to sell it, that we'll have the first choice. The owners are with a little bit of a fight right now, because the original owner died, and the brothers and sisters are inherited. There's 3 of them are negotiating all the assets that their parent left them. So that's kind of like the status of this factory. But anyways, our long strategic vision that we talk about it in our OP2 in our capstone year, a lot of it happens here, you know. And I think I talk a little bit about the water, because it was a juicing factory. There's 4 water reservoirs. There is an existing well over there that water is taken, and there's a tank over higher up there. I don't know if you can see it. And this is higher than our property, so it will be great to use all this water for our farm, but also you know, for the rest of the community, and hence the permeable vision of this place. So I'm gonna keep with the video, and I'm just gonna keep driving, and it's gonna be a little bit loud because I'm in the Kubota, but I want to show you the entrance of the farm. the fabrica right here, this structure right here, and this one right here that is beautiful too. I'm actually going to turn off the engine so that it's more quiet. And so this is the road that we have here going to our farm. And that's Hector, our neighbor, that I have talked a lot about it in my first OP of the farm, where I built community. I made relationships with the neighbors. Hector is a great guy. His farm is over there and his house is right there, and he it's a crucial part of what we do. He has a lot of local knowledge, and he's a good friend. He works with us, and it's just he's a great guy. Him and his wife and he live right here. So this is his house and his farm is here, and here we're coming up to our property. You can see it's raining a lot. Right here, this is the first slope that I worked on when I did my report in my pre-capstone year about the farm. A lot of the trees that I planted here died because of Hurricane Maria. This is one of them that survived. That's a longon tree, and this slope actually gets a lot of water. So you can see here now we're put these vetiver hedges on contours, and this is going to be, I talk about this also in my OP5, an area where we're going to be able to have seed of vetiver to propagate. And I think as time happens, these vetiver hedges is going to make terraces, and probably the soil will improve here. But for now we're not actively growing much here except the vetiver grass. But on my first OP, I focused a lot on this area because it was the area that had a lot of more sun. There were no big trees. It was easy to access back then when there was no roads. So I planted a lot of things here that they did okay, but the hurricane really paid a toll on them. So I'm gonna keep going up. Go quickly here to show you the other terraces that we have, growing vetiver and aleren, which is a crop that we're using a lot here in the farm and growing. Hope you can see them down there. It looks like a turmeric kind of leaf, and we have 5 terraces there using vetiver and growing lerenes. And next year we're gonna change it to sweet potatoes and rotate them, but this is going to become a permanent area for growing vegetables. So I'm gonna keep going. So this road was made in 2013, 2014, and I also talk about this road in my report, and this is one example of one of the design decisions that we took before doing a deep dive analysis and design analysis, and observation and understanding of the land, like I did on my OP4 Carite 3.0 farm design using the Region 10 platform. But we had a general idea of, a road is best to do it in the highest part, on the crest of the hill, because it's easy to work with. So even though we had a holistic design of the farm, it just makes sense to do it here, and it has worked really well. So this is the main road that takes us, through the whole farm. This is our chickens. One of the chickens is out, and I'm gonna have to come back and get her in. Poor thing is getting wet, but I'll get her in a second. So this is the greenhouse, again, so this is another design element that in the past we only had this first shipping container, the one here on the left, and I have some great pictures about that in my OP3, facing this way, and using some of the hands-on skills that I learned in Punta Mona. I was able to build a little greenhouse with Hector, and we had some tables that we repurposed that are not these ones, some tables that are, I think, over there now. And we were able to have some plants here on the meantime, and Hector actually used it for a while because it had a little shade cloth and was protected. So yeah, it's totally transformed now. It's just now a whole, in the present, a whole beautiful place. We have these new tables here, a lot of plants going on that are gonna go in the farm, more vetiver that we're propagating. We have this repurposed little vegetable and cleaning area for processing, that was abandoned by one of my uncle's projects from a restaurant, and he saved it, and now we have it here, and it worked out perfectly. We have our rainwater collection system. So anyways, this area has been transformed. In the past, again, we decided to put this container, or I decided to put this container here because it seemed like a little central area from all the farm. Now the property starts over there where I showed you and extends that way. So at the present, we built this greenhouse right here with these arcs. We did it ourselves with the plastic. We brought another shipping container that is being used as a structure for both sides. This is a tool shed right now. That's a tool shed, half of it, and the other half is a bathroom. And here in the future, we're gonna have a kitchen that is gonna be 8 foot into the container, and this is gonna be our communal kitchen for our space. And this deck is gonna be also our communal area for camping and for teaching and for workshops. As you can see, we're still on the present under construction. All this water that is falling down right here is because we don't have the rain gutters, so all this water is not gonna end up coming here. We decided to leave these trees right here, and you can see there's some water coming in, and we're still trying to figure out how we can divert that water so that it just stays here, or maybe it will just be wet around here, but that's not coming to the case right here. All I wanted to show is that yeah, in the past I used a lot of my skills that I recorded in my pre-capstone to have this shipping container and build a little greenhouse here. And in the present now we are in the process of getting ready for this to be our communal space, with a kitchen, a bathroom that is already here installed, a compost toilet. We're gonna have a grill here, so this is gonna be classroom, camping, dinners. This is gonna be the heart of our farm. So this is the bathroom right here. Yeah, so it's done. It's a compost toilet. All right, so moving along, I'm just gonna do this in one thread. It's gonna be a really long video, but I think it's gonna do it this way. So boom. To the right here, this is the breadfruit and the demonstration agroforestry system that we have. You can see a breadfruit tree right there, a papaya tree right there, and a cacao tree right there. There's some passion fruit growing right there. These are all bananas that are providing temporary shade for the cacao until this breadfruit grows more. It gives us shade for the cacao. So we replicated this system in another area of the farm, and I talk a lot more about this in detail in my OP4, where we have all the growing areas and how much, what are we growing, and how much trees we have, and the whole inventory. So I'm not gonna get into too much detail about this. I'm gonna keep moving on and show you the next thing, which is this little casita, which is the second house that we're gonna be building. So in my pre-capstone, that I talked about, the Carite farm, I mentioned I have a slide and I have a whole language about Carite could become an eco lodge or renting properties, and back then it had a question mark. So as we did our business plan in our OP2 for the strategic plan for the farm, we were able to notice that, hey, you know, just doing agriculture and education is not gonna be enough. This land has its challenges, that it's very steep, but it also has opportunity that it has a beautiful lake down there, you know. So we thought that the agritourism component will be really important. I don't know if you can see the lake over there, but we see that as an opportunity, you know. So this is the first little house that we're doing for rent. We are gonna be lending it to volunteers in the next couple of weeks so that they can stay here and let us know how it is working and what it needs. But it's basically done. It needs these shingles that are gonna go as a roof on the side and up there, and we need the screens for the windows. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. So it's a tiny house concept. It's 10 by 12. It's gonna have a little ladder, so there's a bed up there. Here we already have the 2 futons that are gonna become a bed. If there's only one, it's a twin bed. If it's 2, it's a queen bed. We're gonna have a little small fridge here, and this is the kitchen with the sink, and you know, we have running water already, so it's pretty cool. So anyways, this is going to be the first casita that we're gonna be able to lend it to volunteers during the week and rent it to visitors in the weekends. And when we have retreats or educational workshops, this is gonna be another space that it can be used. And we built this little deck down here. That also, this house doesn't have the gutter, so it's getting rained on, but that it opens the house a little bit more and creates another space. Here we're gonna have an outdoor shower, and this house is gonna use the communal kitchen mostly and the bathroom that it's up there. So yeah, this you know, what I'm trying to do here is, as I'm walking through the farm and giving you the tour, is to weave my pre-capstone with my capstone year of the work that I reported on and the skills that I learned in my pre-capstone year, that are a lot of hands-on skills, a lot about my story, like Bates' story, you know, of why this land and why my grandpa bought this land and why it's important to our family. You know, in Guatemala with the community garden and growing in Guatemala, the social justice component is super strong to me. So what I show you over there in the fábrica, I see it like as an important part in our vision of doing food justice work, right, with farmers in Puerto Rico, with the community around here. And you know, it's really exciting to be here in the present and starting to see all these seeds to germinate, you know, and hopefully as we move in the future, we're gonna start seeing the fruits from our work, you know. And thanks to Gaia, I was able to report on and have language and document, which is a big thing about that we try to do with our portfolios, right? Of all this process, of all this land, of all the skills that I have learned and everything that we're applying here, you know. So lastly, this is our house. This is where me and my wife and Michelle lived. We're totally off the grid. It's, you know, a house built by my uncle, a design from my grandpa that I talked to in my pre-capstone year. You know, and when I was working in 2013, 2014, when I reported on the Carite farm, there was no house. I was staying down by the lake for a couple of months on a tent, cooking on a gas stove. Then Hector, the neighbor that I showed you, told me like, no, come to my house and stay there, you know. So now, yeah, it's definitely a luxury, you know. And it's raining. I wanted to show you more areas of the farm, but it's gonna be hard. But the last thing I want to talk about is the connection, no? And I in my picture for my OP5, I put this door as a symbol of, you know, I think that we have done the work with my family and my wife to set up this place and this farm to be our lifelong project, where we can do all the work that we're intending to do. So I think wrapping up my Gaia learning pathway has given me all the tools, all the seeds, all the knowledge that I'm ready to kind of like walk through this door and you know, and move into the world and do the work of a eco-social designer, you know, that it's much needed. So anyways, thank you. I know the video came out to like 20 minutes, but I was planning on doing it in segments, but with the rain it made it complicated. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got on our project and how the work in my pre-capstone and my capstone year has been quintessential to making this place a reality. Our farm Carite 3.0, and the 3.0 means the dream of my grandpa of, you know, having a farm here, the dream of my uncle of fulfilling my grandpa's dream of having a farm here, and my dream with Ariel of creating a place like Punta Mona, an educational center to live differently, to grow our own food, to have a sustainable farm, to do educational work, to live in community. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.